We know one of those victims that died this morning is a juvenile. And I will say, all seven, there were 3 juveniles, 3 adults involved with this. We're still figuring out the second identity of the person who died. And this is still an active scene here behind me, nearly 5 hours after the shooting happened. So let me step out of the way so I can show you what is going on behind us. They have taken a large section of Illinois street that is blocked off for this investigation. The majority of this happening between Illinois and Washington. But as you can see, cops, investigators still out here this morning trying to pick up evidence, figure out what led up to this mass shooting. So I do want to show you the scene when our crew first got here earlier this morning to show you how large this scene was. It happened around 1:30 this morning. IMPD officers who were already downtown responding to a separate disturbance heard shots being fired off of Illinois and Washington. They were just a couple blocks down the road. When they got closer to this scene, they found 6 people who were shot. One of the victims died on scene. 5 people were rushed to the hospital. That's when police say one of the other victims, the juvenile, died. And then they say a 7th victim walked into the hospital later on throughout the morning. Like we said, in total, 3 juveniles shot, 3 adults still figuring out the identity of the one who died. Chief Chris Bailey says violence like this shouldn't have happened this weekend, especially when thousands were here in the city for the holiday.
I want to get into his full response, so I'm going to switch over videos really quickly. This is some of what he had to say as a result of all of these juveniles, and we could just call them what it is, a lot of black people that went in and they destroyed the city. And I didn't even know Indianapolis was caught up like this. Indianapolis is supposed to be a conference city.
This kind of violence, whether downtown or any of our neighborhoods, is completely unacceptable and unnecessary. Unnecessary. Thousands of people came downtown tonight, enjoyed the fireworks, and went home. Thousands more chose to come down here and all night cause trouble. I was down here until about 12:30 tonight. I worked with my officers, took the runs with them, dealt with the disturbances, dealt with the utter disrespect for our city, for our laws, and for law enforcement. Hundreds of unsupervised kids down here. I don't know how many times I have to say it. We are not your children's keepers. You are. And parents...
You can hear him still being contributing to black fatigue in the background. You can still hear it. But then we'll sit there and talk about how we so great and how the world should respect us when we don't even respect ourselves and we can't even get our own households together.
And guardians have got to step up. A kid is dead tonight.
If white people could truly say the truth and really what was on their mind instead of having to be politically correct and play the game, maybe we could actually get somewhere and we can start having some uncomfortable conversations. But in the meantime, I'll do it for them. I'll do it for people. I'll hold everybody accountable. White people, black people, women, men, everybody needs to be brought to the front of the congregation because this is what's happening in our schools. This is what's happening in your neighborhoods. This is what's happening on Carnival cruise ships. This is what's happening on Spirit and Frontier Airlines. This is what's happening in every major city, every blue city across the United States of America that keeps talking about racism and that they want to defund the police while at the same time not even being able to get their own nug and jug in a house.
And we just don't know the age of the young man down the street, still here, dead. He looks young. It's unacceptable. The police department all night long went from place to place to place, trying to prevent these kind of things. And I gotta be honest, I'm tired of it. You should be tired of it. This is not our job to do this. It is unnecessary. You don't have to act like this. Our officers half a block away from before this shooting started, dealing with another group of individuals fighting. We made almost, probably, well, we're still tallying them, about 20 arrests tonight. Recovered guns that I know of before this happened from 2 kids. One of them was an assault rifle stuffed in the front of his pants. I'm not sure anymore what it's going to take for some in our community to wake up. I've said it. This is where the kids are. This is where they are on Friday and Saturday nights. If you want to engage them, if you want to help them, you want to prevent some of this violence, this is where they are. Here, they're here. Come down. I invite all of those who think that I'm exaggerating this or that I'm saying just because it's downtown. No, nowhere else in the city is this concentration of people in one small area, less than a half a mile. Come down and see for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. You can see them being dropped off by their parents, 5 or 6 at a time out of a car. You can see them jump out of Ubers and Lyfts. And you can see them jumping off the buses that they ride down, that they miss and then linger around downtown. Heck, look to your left. You're still going to see some people that probably shouldn't be out here right now lingering.
He is talking that talk, and he is absolutely going off. Yo, I might have to do a deeper dive into Indianapolis on the Millionaire Morning Show in the morning. I think I already done figured out what I want to talk about. He not playing. He's saying it. Listen, they shouldn't even be out here. What are you doing out there past 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning? Jesus Christ. And you can hear them in the background. That's the crazy part about it.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants, didn't come down here to see the fireworks, shooting fireworks off at our community from the top of parking garages. Unnecessary.
Offended at everything. Accountable for nothing.
Any questions?
Is it going to take?
They should have just turned the camera. I want to see the camera pan over to the people of who he was referring to specifically. Man, I wish I could have seen that.
Other city departments to step up. And
Now, see, we keep going back to what's the government going to do? What's the city going to do? The city's invested in this. Millions of dollars the city, taxpayers, pay for police overtime to staff this 1 square mile area with, there was a couple hundred cops down here between state police and Capitol Police and IMPD and other police department agencies. Yes, we're going to keep doing our job. The city of Indianapolis, government, the police department is going to continue to do our job. We're not going to solve this. Not just by the police. We made 20 arrests tonight.
Bailey, you're a dad.
Yeah.
What would you say to the
Why do they keep on trying to blame the police when it's clear the obvious problem is the parents? It's clear the obvious problem is the parents. Why do they keep on trying to have a conversation about the police?
parents out there?
I don't understand it. I know where my kids are at all time.
Talk
So maybe
about it.
that's
like
I
this
shouldn't be that way. 16-year-old daughter. I cannot imagine letting her roam around down here tonight like she was, like kids were. Unattended, unsupervised, nothing to do. Some of these individuals that were shot could have been very well not engaged in any kind of disturbance whatsoever. But it just caught up in a crossfire. Merely down here enjoying ice cream, or maybe they were down here for the fireworks or wanted to see what's going on in the circle and got caught up in whatever's happening. But look, nothing good happens after midnight. Some of these kids should not have been out here, period. They missed the bus going back. Was some of the stories that we heard. One of our officers prevented 2 young girls from getting into a stranger's car because they missed the bus to go back home. Wait, you have no ability to call your parents? Your parents wouldn't come pick you up if you missed the bus? There is a problem. There is a problem.
I like this guy. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T. Genley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love y'all. Appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.